What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Palmetto Cats Live. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully, everybody's having a great week. Just want to give a musical shout out to JG Hill Studio and his friends for creating that awesome song for my channel. Guys, that's an original song that they created just for Palmetto Cats. Isn't that awesome? So, thank you. Bravo, bravo. I think I even have something here because I'm getting ready for the Golden Whiskers. So, bravo, guys. Bravo. Awesome song. Appreciate it. And, you can look forward to hearing that a lot more. So, thanks again for everybody showing up today. We got 40 awesome people and 44. It's going quickly. Just quickly before we get to the show tonight, we're talking to the anglers from the Whisker Bowl, or the ones that are able to be with us tonight. And we're just kind of going to recap everything and be on one screen together again and just, have a good time tonight. Maybe talk a little after smack. Is that a thing? After smack? Smack talk before, after smack? Maybe it's a new thing. You heard it here first, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I just want to thank my Boom Squad members. Guys, River Whiskers has been a member of the Diamond Club for 2 years and 1 month. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. You deserve a round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fishing and cooking with Mike Chavez has been a part of the Boom Squad for 2 years. Thanks, Mike. And I appreciate you more than you know. We got Sogo, member of the Gold Club for 2 years. Man, 2 years is such a long time. Do you even remember what you were doing 2 years ago? And as Fishing with Big Mike puts his 2-year chat up, I'm going to go ahead and put him up there. He wasn't till later, but thank you. Fishing with Big Mike, 2 years. His milestone chat just went up. Thank you so much. Guys, I got a couple more. Phil T, member of the Boom Squad for 2 years. Thank you, Phil. Two years, guys. Brian Posey, a member of the Boom Squad for 2 years. Thank you so much. And one more. I got Rod Knockers Fishing. Thanks, Travis. 2 years on the Boom Squad. You also receive a round of applause. So thank you, guys. If you're interested in joining the Boom Squad, there is should be a link in the description. But if you have a phone or an Android phone or a computer right now, you can just click the join button. Actually, you can do that in the chat too. There's a link to show you how to do it on Apple devices, but you don't have to be a member. I appreciate everybody coming in, but I just want to give a special shout out for those people who've been supporting me monetarily for 2 years every month. I also want to tell you some exciting news. I announced it on my Facebook and on my community page. Anvil rods are now in stock, guys. Anvil rods are in stock. The wait is over. Anvilrods.com. Palmetto 10, save you 10%. Those of you who've been following me for the past year know that I've been trying these rods out, and I love them. I had the graphite ones for a long time, and then the past few months they finally got the S-glass rods in, and I'm using those on the pontoon boat for dragging baits because they're so sensitive in the tip. Guys, I'm so happy to be a part of something special, and that's Anvil. Paul Cipher has done a great job putting all this together. So if you want to check it out, just go over to the website anyway and just check it out, anvilrods.com. And if you end up purchasing one, 10% off Palmetto 10. So I'm glad to be partnering with Anvil. I'm honored and thankful for that. We're almost done with all the rigmarole, guys. But if you stick around, sometime in the show, we're going to do a giveaway from Set 'em and Net 'em Outdoors. Guys, I got some new drift weights on the market and some hooks that I'm going to be giving away from Set 'em and Net 'em Outdoors. They are down below drifting weights. So hang around. You might be able to win some fabulous prizes. But anyway, guys, without further ado, I got 2 guys that are coming up that fish the Whisker Bowl. I'm going to bring them up. We got Fish Shizzle. What's up, Brandon?
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Fish Shizzle, the Dink Master. What's that about? We'll get into that.
It was a dink tournament, yeah.
And then we got Dustin from Team Snagging Whiskers. What's going on, man?
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh man, I couldn't be I couldn't be better, man. So thank you guys for coming up, and others might join us. And even if the guys who couldn't make it, like that had to back out, if you guys want to jump in, you also can. Um, Uncle Jeep said, I don't have fish big enough for those hooks. Some of the ones that I just showed. I bet you do somewhere. And JG said, I need some drift weights. Anvil going to be at the conference. They sure will. Just give them my code at the conference. I think you'll still be. They're going to have conference prices, but you'll be supporting Palmetto Cats if you tell them that I sent you. So if you just tell them, hey, Palmetto Cat sent me over here, Palmetto 10, then you'll be helping me out and getting a great deal on the rod. What's up, Don R? He was in here early. I make my own drift singers. Well, then you don't need this giveaway. You're good to go, Catfish Bum. Avid said he needs them hooks. Retired Rick said he stopped in for a little support and thumbs up. I appreciate it. We got Uptown Chrissy Brown saying hello to everybody. Jimmy saying hello. Hello in the background. Just got my order of sinkers. Awesome, Avid. All right, let's talk. So, Team Snag and Whiskers.
Yes, sir.
Tell me kind of how the day went for you, because I'll get into how it went today for us, or went that day for us, but it's not as fishy as your story. So if you want to go ahead.
Well, I didn't go downriver. I went upriver into the city this time because I knew I was looking for numbers. And so I downsized a couple of my hooks. I had a strategy going into the day. I had my bait casters and my spinning reels. I had one of each with the same kind of bait in the same location, and each rod had one had a Santee Cooper rig and one had a Carolina rig with the same bait. So in the same area. So I had 3 different areas I was covering with 3 different baits, trying to see.
Man,
I was getting technical.
Professional.
I was trying to see what they were hitting on. They did hit on the shrimp first. Luckily, I didn't get a penalty for that because there was still part of the shrimp on the hook when I reeled it in.
Wait a second. Did the chat miss that?
I asked chat. I said, "Is that a penalty?" And I guess I don't know if somebody came over and asked you, or somebody said, and I think Ed Evans said, as long as it's not a clean hook, you're good.
Okay.
There's still part of the bait left on the hook.
Now that is one thing we did leave to the chat, that they could decide what constituted a penalty, and so that was kind of one of the fun things about it, is that they get to interact. It's like, nope, that's a penalty, or they got to help you out in that case.
Absolutely. I did get a penalty. Well, I'll get to that real quick in just a minute, but I did get a penalty right off the bat because when I cast out my eel on the right hand side of the boat, the braid snapped.
The braid snapped.
So it took me 5 or 6 minutes to get that rod hooked back up anyway. So it didn't bother me none.
So you still had a bait out of the water,
yes,
for 5 minutes. So you were honest with it.
Absolutely. And I had not long into my adventure there, Robin C came up and was my co-host for the show, and she helped me read chat and kind of keep track of all the other anglers for me to see what they were doing.
Okay.
And she'll tell you, I was very particular about making sure if I was penalized that I asked everybody in chat, is that a penalty? Or if I thought it was a penalty, I'm like, oh, I got to put my rod up. So
you were actually like, see, I had a different strategy. Like, I didn't say nothing. Like they had to come in there and tell me. Before we go on, Fish Shizzle, did you have any penalties?
I think we set a Whisker Bowl record for penalties. And, we had Daryl monitoring our channel the whole time, and we probably had like 30, maybe 30 penalties. We started off the day with a false start because we couldn't figure out how to start our schedule live.
I did hear about that. I did hear about that. I heard that you had a false start. Stan, I think. and a couple others. Sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
We had a really bad tangle at one point where like 2 or 3 rods were all in a knot where the boat spun around with suspended baits, and so it took me like 10 minutes to fix that. So that satisfied the penalty.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I think people felt bad for us. You know, we just to let everybody know what we were dealing with. Obviously we didn't catch any fish. Just to put that out there, we skunked it, and we is me and Roy. And so we went out to Lake Moultrie, which is, you know, known for high. You know, when high winds come up, you really don't want to be out there. But I told Roy, I said, dude, it's my tournament. I can't back out of it. It was bad. I mean, we started out with, I think, 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. And then it gusts of 32 by the time we were done.
Wow.
But it wasn't so bad at first because we were drifting with the wind backwards. But I kept getting hung up. My hooks kept getting hung up in the timber because we were fishing shallow. And I actually pulled into one hook that was almost bent straight out. she got you a beer.
Apple cider. That's what that is.
I'll have it later.
That's funny right there. Water, you got water.
That's family right there.
There you go. But anyway, so we fished for a while. We just weren't where the fish were, just to be honest. And then when we went to go try to find them, it was almost like as soon as we dropped off into the deep water, like the waves, we were just like the 2-footers turned into 4-footers.
Wow.
And if you go back and watch, like at around halftime, like we were just rocking back. It was crazy, man. So I think people felt bad, and they didn't really give us penalties too much. And so that's kind of how we did have a couple. Every time I got hung up and snapped the line, you know, I gave myself a penalty. But anyway, so tell us a little bit more about what Robin's talking about there, Dustin.
Oh, she was just saying I was on top of the penalties because I was making sure that if there was a penalty, I wanted to make sure I benched a rod. But she even mentioned one time she mentioned one time that how focused I was on the penalties to make sure I didn't, I followed the rules. It was even to the point where whenever I reeled my rods up to move, I'd reel in rod 1, I'd get it out of the water, I'd tell the camera, all right, I still got bait on rod 1. I'd put rod 2, I reel in rod, okay, we still got bait on rod 2, we're good. So all 6 of my rods, I did that every time I moved, just to make sure everybody knew I was following the rules and was in the spirit of the rules.
I got you. So you're being a goody two shoes. You weren't trying to skirt the rules. See, I wish we would have caught more fish because I'm an honest person, but in something like that, it's more fun to make them call you on it. You know,
right.
Like you think about football players, like at the Super Bowl. Apparently, the Super Bowl they made a bad call at the end, but
yes, they did.
We won't go there. But the teams aren't wanting those penalties, so they're hiding from all the flags that they can.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if it's just in my DNA or if it's the military in me or what it is, but when there's one thing that drives me more insane than anything else is when somebody knows a rule and intentionally tries to go around it.
I got you.
So,
and I agree with that 100%, except for this situation.
Well, if I would have known that, if you would have told me that ahead of time.
I get it. I guess it was kind of insinuated when we talked on the pre-show. It's kind of like, hey, the chat's going to be calling you, so the chat needs to be watching out. But I respect your integrity. I respect that. What about you, Brandon? Did y'all have the same? Actually, you probably didn't have to worry about it because Daryl was trolling you so bad.
Yeah, he was honest. He even called a penalty when Bob put like a pork rind in the fish's mouth, and he was like, it was like penalty, cruelty to animals.
Wait, why did he put the pork rind in his mouth?
It was like a reward to the fish.
Here, eat pig.
Yeah.
Bob's rules, I guess.
Yeah, there we go. But one thing with penalties, we caught a lot of fish because we chose live shiners, and but live shiners also come off a lot on, so that was like a blessing and a curse. Yeah,
yeah,
That's
they
funny.
do.
That's funny. You use live shiners. One of the baits that come off the easiest. I used eel. One of the baits that don't come off very much at all.
And
well, that's because that's what they were biting with or biting on.
Yeah, I would say most of our fish came on the live shiners, and maybe 3 or 4 on the cut skipjack.
See, I couldn't tell you what the fish are biting on because Chrissy said Bobcat was keeping the fish keto.
That's right.
Yeah. So, the penalties are fun, and I think a lot of people had fun with that, and it kind of keeps chat rolling, and it keeps people. I thought it kept people interested because they have to pay attention. Right. That's something I have to work out for future ones. I think we're gonna do the Kentucky Derby, the Whisker Derby is the one I did after the Super Bowl one, and that one is there's really not penalties in it, so I have to think of something creative so that we can have that same interaction with the chat. But a lot of people said that they enjoyed jumping around. Did you hear the same things?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I heard the same things, and we even had some we even had some trolls coming in and out, and
trolls.
We were offering incentives to anybody that would block the trolls.
See, we had totally different strategies. See, you were trying to block the troll. I was trying to buy the troll. I told him, I said, I give you 4 pounds of bacon if you change your name.
Yeah.
And come troll for us.
So who could you possibly be talking about, Dustin?
The guy that's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Uncle Jeep. Uncle Jeep wasn't there.
I know. It was, what was it? What was his name again? Dave Palmetto or something?
I don't remember. Hey, Austin, I sent you the link in your email if you want to jump up. Fishing Fever. He was second place. Eventually, Robinson said, I have to say the anglers were awesome. They were working hard, but always had encouragement for the other anglers. That's awesome to hear. D said troll equals Daryl. Yeah, so I guess that's the next thing is like maybe next time we need like a troll award.
There you go.
I like that.
I mean, because you got to think like Jeep and Daryl, and I'm sure there were others. I think maybe even Mike Murillo was doing some trolling. Like, that kind of makes it really interesting because everybody has their, and nobody will admit it, but everybody has their favorites. And they want to go around and make sure that, they're trying to help their favorites as much as they can. So who did you, I know you said Jeep, Dustin, but who was Daryl your biggest troll for shizzle?
Yeah, I would say him and whoever the Palmetto Island troll was.
Yeah, that was Jeep.
Yeah.
Dave Palmetto Island troll.
Yeah. But in this format, I was a little disconnected from what was going on though. So, it's.
You mean like from the other anglers?
Yeah, I felt like disconnected from what the score was, and we would get reports from chat as what was going on, but overall, it kind of leaves you like, am I doing well or am I struggling?
See, that's where I'm sorry, Kevin.
Go ahead.
That's where Robin came in handy. So I actually, because my intention was to have my phone as my camera and then bring my wife's iPad so that I could read chat, jump around myself. But because I was running a little late, I got up early, stayed up late the night before, I forgot the iPad. So I popped my link out in chat, and Robin C popped in not long after I put it out there. And so she did all of that for me. And she would go around to the other channels. She would check on them. She would tell me how bad Kevin was doing as far as the weather goes, saying that she was getting seasick just watching him. And so she did all that for me. So I felt connected myself because through Robin, and she was able to help me out with that.
Yeah. And part of the problem is Bob had a headset in And he was monitoring chat, and I'm over here fishing, so I was just a little unplugged from what was happening.
Yeah, that kind of stinks. Yeah, the headsets, although it does keep the so were y'all on StreamYard or were y'all on YouTube? Brandon.
I think he was on YouTube, but because of that high wind, we were just like hiding by the lock wall and like tucked up as close to the dam as we could get, just because it was the only place to get out of that wind.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. So you felt disconnected because they couldn't hear you?
Yeah, they couldn't hear me, and I felt like I never knew what the score was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think what really helped, I think, well, I wasn't getting score updates because nobody was watching me because we weren't catching fish. But in the past, and from what I'm hearing, some people like Robin were going around saying like Stan has 2 fish, Dustin has 5 fish, that way. So, it kind of helped. And, at the quarters, you're supposed to like, announce how many subscribers you got so that everybody can keep up with the score. So I think most of that is just like growing pains with the type of tournament. You kind of have to go off what other people say, and sometimes you get trolled, and so you don't know if they're telling the truth or not.
I don't know how many times I have Dave Palmetto Island would come in and be like, 2 stands has 7 fish. And and then Robin will come back and like, no, Stan only had 2.
That's the beauty of it, is that they'll come in and they'll say, "Oh man, Brandon just caught a 50."
They're like Fishing Fever's got 93 new subscribers.
Trophies. Well, that was kind of believable for that one. Trophy Seeker Daryl said Bobcat and Brandon had to stop fishing 30 total. Some people may have thought I was a little tough, but what do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, 30 penalties. I think he was just being himself, so we're used to it.
You didn't expect anything less, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
So maybe for the Whisker Derby, just to get I saw it, Austin. Yeah, man, don't worry about it. Thank you for showing up in chat. You put your babies to bed. I think for the Whisker Derby, we'll do that. I like Chad's comment. He said most valuable troll MVP or most MVT, most valuable troll. So maybe we can do that, and that'll encourage people to kind of pop around and make it more interesting. I think it it's psychological, but it does kind of get you kind of riled up a little bit, like that coming. Like for instance, when we're on like a normal online tournament, like one of Chad's, and you hear fish on, you're like, oh my god.
Yep.
Stan, Brian B, stop catching fish. Because every time you hear fish on, you're like, oh,
yep,
and you sink. So then when you got people coming and trolling you, they're like, oh, Kevin's got 5, and you're like, no, Kevin only has 1. Oh,
absolutely. And that's how I felt when I'm just gonna call him Jeep. When Jeep came in, and he be like Stans have 9 fish and Dan has 7 fish, and I'm like, oh, I've only got 3 right now. So yeah, I got the same
the wind
feeling.
Out of your sails, huh?
It does, but I will say without Robin there, it probably would have been a lot tougher. Like I probably had that feeling more because I wouldn't have known if they were telling the truth or not if it weren't for Robin going and verifying.
There's JR. Hey JR. This is cool. We'd like to see these events grow. Yeah, I think they will. Naturally tournaments have kind of these tournaments have been around for 3 years now. Chad and D started them off, and then people started doing their own things. But I think a tournament like this, like I said from the beginning, I don't mean to be a broken record, but it's meant to help others grow. And so like Austin, for instance, got like, I don't know, 30 something subscribers in one day. And I haven't asked him, but I hope all of them stuck, because they're actually clicking on his channel and watching his channel and subscribing. So it's kind of like how what the premise was. And some people that I've heard from, Jeep is one of them. He said, I love this style because I can pop around and be active and keep score and stuff. What do you think about it? Do you think it's something that'll it's a trend, or do you think that it's kind of like a one-off thing and I'll be the only one doing it? Honest opinion.
Talking to me or
either one of you?
Well,
go ahead, Brian.
I just know I want to see some more of them because I thought it was a lot of fun. And when you combine making it like a numbers tournament helps because you're getting more action for the viewers. I would like to see more of them myself.
I like the format. One of the things as either you're doing when you're running a live, one of the things that's really important is chat involvement, because that's one of the main reasons we're here, right? We're here to have fun, to catch fish, because that's what we love to do. But getting everybody else, making sure everybody else has a good time, and getting them involved is a huge part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
it's the main part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I love the format. I think, I may even do something, or we may even do something similar to steal your idea.
That's fine. No, I mean, it's it's like Chad did his tournament and everybody kind of stole that and made it their own. I think it's definitely something that more people should consider. Number one, it's easier to organize. If you do have to make I do recommend making a thumbnail for each of you. So like the reason I do that is so that people can recognize, okay, this is the Whisker Bowl.
Right.
This channel is doing the Whisker Bowl. They're not just live on their own channel. Because there was other channels live, but they weren't in the Whisker Bowl. Right. So then it kind of brands it. Was some of you were about to say something, Brandon?
Yeah, I was going to say the penalties is what's going to live on, because like even the next day when I was watching others on a live, it was like, too much wind noise penalty.
Yep.
If I'm talking in chat on my phone with Daryl and Bob and Jody and Zach, we're calling penalties. If someone misspelled something, penalty.
Hey, you just touched on something else that's very important, and it's all for fun. So everybody, who's listening, chill out. But it's all for fun. But you may encourage someone to improve their live streams with something like that. Hey, you got too much wind. That's 5-minute penalty. Oh, crap. I'm going to keep getting this penalty if I don't do something about my wind. And they might invest in or build something, build a wind block. And if you don't have money to invest in microphones, or, like I've invested money, thankfully from YouTube profits, into the Rode mics, and I have lavaliers for 2 people. Now Roy didn't want to be mic'd up. Can't blame him for that. But definitely, that's something I didn't even think about, Brandon.
Yeah, it'll live on. I've got to remember to change my tackle back also, because for this event we went down to like a 3/0 hook.
Oh wow!
I normally run like a Daiichi 10 on 100-pound leader, so it looked really funny. I had 3/0 crimped onto 100-pound leader for the tournament.
Wow!
I only went.
By the way, I started crimping. By the way, thanks to you.
Oh wow! Yeah, I only went from 8/0 to 6/0 on like 3 of my rods.
Uncle Jeep said, "You really can't troll someone when all 8 anglers are on the same screen. It sounds more like you are bullying them while in that format." Yeah,
I agree.
It's a good point. It's a good point. I'm getting behind on the comments here. Chad, influencer of the decade,
trendsetter.
Hey, that might be a new Golden Whisker Award next year.
There you go.
That's right.
Trendsetter Award. Chad had troublemaker of the decade. Hey, there's Fracture Fix. Influenced me to follow. Influenced decade, you mean influencer of all time. Ooh, there's a compliment.
Wow.
Chad, I like the format because it helps channels grow. However, I like to see all the anglers on one stream because I usually watch tournaments on TV. Yeah, she's right. So that is kind of, you got pros and cons for everything. And if you're someone who just wants to sit back and chill and not really get into chat as much, it is a little bit extra to go click on the links and go to different channels. But yeah, she's got a point. If I'm going to say the original format, if we have one, where everybody's on the same screen, then you can just sit back and watch them and eat your Cheetos and whatever you rig rods and that kind of stuff. So that is a good point. Let's see. From Ohio land, bleach smell is 200 miles away. Oh, I heard about that. Tony said I invested in a microphone too.
I saw that.
If y'all don't know what he's talking about, go look at the last stand day. It was hilarious. Brian B said that's exactly right, Kevin. I have something coming up on better live streams. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Look forward to that. I'm always for helping people make their live streams better, because a lot of times people click off because of many different things. And I don't want to, we'll leave Brian to talk about that on his show, but I can imagine there's probably five good reasons why people click off of a live stream. Troublemaker. Fishing with Big Mike said 3-aught. That's a bait hook, not a catfish hook. I think that's what that was their point.
Hey, we caught 14.
Yeah, hey, they did good. Original format is limited number of fishermen. That's true. That's a pro. You got pros and cons. That is another good point. This format, you can have unlimited people fishing. So that's a good pro. And then I'm finally down to the bottom. I would not want every tournament on separate channels, but it's great for a change every once in a while. Another pro and a con.
I was just thinking the same thing, that I don't know that chat would be too enthused to have to go around and jump around to 7 different live streams every time a tournament's on, but maybe 1, 2, 3 times a year would be. I think it'd be a good chat. I enjoyed it when I did it, when I jumped around the first year when I wasn't involved in it, but.
Well, I can tell you, I kind of like where this is all going, and I've talked to a couple people that I'm close to about it, and I think that I'm going to invest in doing the sports type tournament live streams.
Nice.
So like the Whisker Bowl, like the Palmetto 500 wasn't my idea. That was Mike Murillo, and that's kind of different than this. That's a sports themed tournament, but everybody's on the same screen. But the Whisker Derby, maybe around the World Series, the Whisker Series, things like that, so that you can count on like major sporting events. It's easier to remember too. Oh, Super Bowl's coming up. There's going to be a fishing tournament the day before. The World Series is on. There's got to be a tournament coming up, that sort of thing. So you guys in chat and you guys up on the screen, if you're looking forward to doing one of these, you don't have to worry about registering or any. Well, you do have to register. You don't have to worry about being on a wheel or anything, because the StreamYard is limited by how many you can put on.
Right.
See. Uncle Jeep said, "That's right. No more wind noise from Brian B. He's going to start fishing a bucket inside his garage." We just got to get Fishizzle live on his channel.
Yeah. I've still never gone live on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Like I've done tournaments, never been on mine. So.
Not enough devices to watch all. Well, that's that is a con, but the pro is that in this style, all the links are in the description, so all you have to do is tap on them. Now there were some hiccups with that, like Bob and Brandon had to make a new stream, and that's where it gets kind of hairy because then the links don't work. So that's something that I kind of have to smooth out a little bit, and I think it's more about communication. When you get in these chats, these Facebook chats, we have a lot of fun in them. If you've never been in one, we get in them and people talk smack and share memes and all this, and then kind of the information kind of gets buried in them, and people kind of make fun of me in my tournament chats because I'm kind of the one that says, "All right, guys, time out, stop chatting." And they're like, "Oh, you're party pooper, blah blah blah." I get it. I get it. I'm a party pooper, but I don't want the information to get buried. So that's kind of shut up, Daryl. That's kind of the point. Is like, when you have to copy all the links and stuff, that stuff can get moved. There's Goober Time. Tony Harrison said NCAA basketball. So I didn't touch that one because Mark kind of does like the March Madness. But I'll be something coming up. It's not anything that's planned yet, but I will be having conversations with Brian B, Mark, and Chad at CatCon to talk about how we can kind of bring everybody together in something that we're working on. So I don't know, a little teaser there. So let's talk about who won, and that was Brandon, and I'm getting a little feedback from somebody there. Brandon and Bob. Yeah, I'm getting feedback from one of y'all. 2023 Whisker Bowl champion Bobcat Outdoors. I think he had 146 points. And Fishing Fever. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Sorry, I keep stopping.
I'm shutting on mine.
Check. Yep, it was Dustin. Dustin, you're ruining the stream, man. I'll just mute you till you get figured out. But Brandon and Bobcat were the Whisker Bowl champions. 146 points. And in second place was Fishing Fever with 145 points. So it was a 1 point difference. But what I liked about it was that the team that caught the most fish actually won, and that was Fishizzle and Bobcat. How many did y'all end up catching?
14. They were all blue cats.
Wow.
And yeah, Bob calls me the channel catinator because one time we were fishing Jody's challenge, and like J-Dog was beating us by just a few points, and we ended up like with 10 minutes left, we ran and caught 6 pounds of channel cats just to squeak by. So since then, he called me the channel catinator. But the
no
area
cats this time.
Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. That sounds better. The area that Bob and I were fishing has lots of blue cats. Like when we fished that first round of the Battle of the Rivers, you remember when I moved down to the dam and started tripling up on fish? Like, so it was an area we knew about, and it was also a good area to get out of the dang wind. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, even though this was a tournament on your own channels, you still had the same struggles that you have on a regular tournament. You still have to I'm still getting feedback. That's why I keep hesitating. I'm sorry. You still have the same challenges. You have to fish in an area where you have service, where you think you can catch fish, and someplace that's safe. So, it doesn't take that part out, which is the main challenge of online tournaments, I think. Would you agree, Brandon?
Oh, yes. Yes, I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the results here. So, as we said, in first place was Bobcat, and we had somebody pop here. Two stands.
What's up? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. You guys have a good day on the water today?
Well, we got a couple of teeners, and we got about a 45 to 50 pounder. So
nice. That's a good day.
Dan 3 got his goober time. He got his goober chip today. So
nice.
That was pretty cool.
Right on. All right, so we were talking about the results. Bob and Brandon had 84 points from touchdowns. So they said 14 points. So those 6 points of fish, they let them all go. So that's 14 extra points. So all together for touchdowns and extra points, they had 98 points. Bob got 48 subscribers. That's huge.
Wow.
48 subscribers, no safeties, for a total of 146 points. Robin's asking what a goober chip is.
Well, that is what Dan is doing. Any fish over 30 pounds. So,
okay.
Look at that.
When you go fishing on Dan with Goober Time Guide Service, it's 30-pound plus. So my granddaughter was actually the first
really
one to
cool.
get one, and now Stan 3 got his today with that. We never waited. We never officially waited, but it was about around 50 pounds, 48, 50, right in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to mute Dustin. Go out and come back in, Dustin, see if that helps you. All right. So that's awesome, man. What a great idea. What a great idea. All right. So second place, a rookie. I'm going to call him a rookie, the rookie. Austin from Fishing Fever had a great showing. He caught 4 fish, which was 6 points of fish is 24 points. Plus he let him go. So that's an extra 4 points. Thank you, Fracture Fix. You know, man, he's blessing me so much. So that's a total of 28 points for fish. Now here's where the big news is, guys. Are you ready for this? Austin had 117 new subscribers. Wow. Sorry, that's wrong. I'm sorry.
I was like, whoa. He should have won.
So Bobcat actually didn't have 48 new subscribers. He had 48 points.
Right. Points, yeah. Right.
My bad. So he had 117 points in new subscribers. Sorry about that. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right to me. I was told there would be no math. Okay, thanks for laughing. I appreciate it. So whatever 117 divided by 3, my phone is being used right now, so you guys can tell us that. And then he had 145 points total.
39.
39. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so Bob had 48 points. So what was that one?
16.
16. Yeah, good job. Way to math. All right. Let's see if Dustin's better. Check. 1, 2. Apparently he can't hear us now. Okay. All right. We'll let him fix it in frustration. All right. Then we had Team Snagging Whiskers, which is Dustin. He had a total of 7 fish for a total of 49 points. 63 points for subscribers. Stan, how many is that?
That is 21.
21 new subscribers. That's awesome. For a total of 112 points. So there was a good margin from second to third. And then in fourth place with 92 points was 2 Stans. They caught 11 fish for a total of 77 points. And they had 5 subscribers. So they had 15 points for that for a total of 92.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yep.
All right, cool.
No feedback. Thank you for working on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Fifth place was Goober Time Guide Service. He had a total of 2 fish for 14 points. And so 6 new subscribers. No, 8 new subscribers, 24 points.
24, 8. That's 8.
Yep. So 38 points total. The 1-tonners came in 6th, and they were our champions. They were our returning champions. They had 0 fish caught, but they had 10 new subscribers, so they got 30 points.
Nice.
And I did, in fact, come in last place in my own tournament, but that's okay. 0 fish. I did.
Nice of you, Kevin. Yeah.
I did it for you guys. I wanted to make you guys.
Yeah. We realized that. Yeah.
I had 27 points for subscribers. So now Josh from the Weekend Angler actually said that he had 6 new subscribers. So he got some points even though he didn't finish.
Okay.
I will say too that I had to leave after the third quarter because I had to go to my kid's birthday party. So I didn't finish the last, I think, hour.
Was that like a Nana and a Boo Boo? I still beat you. I had to leave early.
No,
Oh,
I would just say, I mean, I don't know how many.
whatever. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just making a comment. I wish I could have. What I was trying to say is, I wish I could have fished the entire thing, but
Yeah.
'cause I was having a lot of fun out there. And the weather here was beautiful. There was a little bit of wind, but the weather here was. We did get your all's wind the next day.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Ty said I won a $50 gift card from Austin and a new subscriber. Yeah, he was doing giveaways on his channel. Not that they wouldn't have subscribed otherwise, but I thought that was awesome. We've all been there before, you know. Bobcat doesn't even know 48 people.
Oh yeah,
He's trying to catch up. Let's see.
Deflate gate. Yeah, that's going to be
giveaway gate.
Giveaway gate.
I think you're cheating there.
Uncle Jeep said one tonner should have had brownie points for that nice barbecue spread. People were telling us about it, and I was so hungry. And you know what? I told Roy when we went to we tried to go in the canal and fish, but the current was 4 or 5 miles an hour, so we were just screwed either way. But I was like, man, I'm marking fish right here by Mac Daddy's restaurant. We should just tie up to the dock, throw out a rod, go get some wings, and sit on the boat. And he kind of laughed, and then we went up and we were struggling, ended up losing signal, and I just gave up. I was like, dude, why didn't we just do that? Because I ended up getting wings after that anyway. Let's see. One tonners, they should get points for deer burgers. 1 million points to me. All right. Daryl said he got 5 new subscribers. That was a bait shot move, Kevin. Yeah, it was taking Dustin off the screen. I learned it from Chad.
Oh.
Hey, there's Roy right there. What's going on, Roy? All right. So we're caught up. We went over the results. Stan, what about you for penalties? Since you just popped up, did you have any penalties? People calling them on you?
We didn't really have a lot of people calling them on us.
I called on myself because I bird's nested a spinning reel.
Woo, that's tough.
Yeah, he put new line on all the reels, and I heard you talking before. I heard Brandon talking about it. It was a numbers tournament, so that's what we were. We put all brand new line on. We put new rigs, and he ended up bird nesting a spinning reel. So he's like, you know what? I know we're not calling them on ourselves, but man, that's a rookie move there. I'm calling the penalty on myself for that one.
Did you kind of have like a dad moment where you're like, son?
Yeah.
See, we weren't willing to take that risk of a bird nest, so we mitigated that risk and we just suspended baits and slowly dropped them. So
there you go. But no, other than that, our biggest issue was we had like a huge wind in the morning, and it was just brutal. It was a hard even hearing, but I hear, it's important when you're out there to have some sort of wind muff. That I did a short on it, but Parker Pursuits has had that with the foam curler to put that over the mic, and it really does help tremendously with wind noise.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you can't afford a microphone, a lot of people can't, there's mods you can make to help you out a little bit. So definitely take that. I think the Weekend Angler's done some too. Bobcat said haters gonna hate.
And I actually dropped the short on that. I dropped
so for shizzle.
Just
so Stan breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, we're just pulling in the neighborhood.
You're all right. So on a scale from so did you use live scope 50% of the time or 100% of the time?
Yeah, I would say we only used it probably 100% of the time. But it kind of made me nervous when we first pulled up. Like in front of that dam, there's a lot of concrete on the bottom, that just vertical structure that sticks up, and there's catfish between it. But I deployed the live scope. Started looking, and I wasn't seeing a lot. So I was kind of I was kind of sweating it because they had recently closed the spill gates, and I guess fish right there in front of them just hadn't congregated back.
Yeah.
So it took us until like late in the second quarter to even really find the fish, which were over by the lock and not by the spill gates. So, but yeah, I had the live scope going the whole time just so I could see where the schools of fish were and just put us in a overall good area.
Yeah. That's okay. You know, we're not going to go through this whole scandal and do all this stuff. I think Chad already punished you guys enough.
Yeah.
For and we did have a chat in the chat, and people said, yeah, they didn't mind you using live scope. So we really can't go there, but I just wanted to, you know, kind of make fun of you a little bit.
Yeah,
for having money and being able to afford a live scope.
No, live scope is more and more affordable as time goes by. Like you can get the original one like a lot cheaper than you can get the trolling motors that everyone's using. So,
wow. But that's like buying like an iPhone 7 when they're on the 15th one. Nobody wants the 7.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna do a couple giveaways, but we're not done talking. I do want to, now that we have everybody in here, I do want to announce one more time because it helps the channel. Anvil Rods, guys, anvilrods.com is live. Rods are in stock. You guys can go check them out. At least go check out the website. And if you use Palmetto 10, it saves you 10%. And you also help me with the channel. I partnered with Anvil Rods as one of their brand ambassadors, I guess you call it. You know, everybody's got their different name for it. Well, all I know is I like using the rods, and Paul is good people. He's put a lot of time into this website to get it right. So go check them out when you get a chance. And then thank you again for the milestones for the Boom Squad members that I talked about earlier. Spotlight is higher. That live scope. Let's see. One time should have had unnecessary roughness watching them with all that food. Yeah. But anyway, guys, look, I have these drifting weights here from you see drifting weights, they're like a dime a dozen now, but for companies. But this is a local company here. I'm not sponsored by him. He did give me some, and I'm going to give them to you. But this is Down Below Drift Weights. The company owner is Chucky Ouvry, and he's an actual fisherman. He's a tournament angler down here in the local club, and he makes these out of his garage or out of his house. And he's got a website called Set 'em and Net 'em Outdoors. It's a little hard website to remember, but the link is in the description. That Set 'em and Net 'em is the name of his tournament team, so naturally he wanted to use that for his website. But guys, I'm going to give away some of these. These are his slugs, is what he calls them. And the reason he calls them slugs, they kind of look like one. They're flat. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
I'm trying to. Anyway, there we go.
Like it.
They're flat. The beads are in line with each other, and I think these are 2-ouncers. But they come with a little clip, and they come in a set of 4, just like this. And I think these are 2-ounce weights, 2 or 3s. But I'm going to give away this set of Down Below dragging weights just because everybody's in here watching tonight. And Chucky is a really good dude right here in South Carolina, right on Lake Moultrie. And so I'm going to get that up, and then we'll continue talking, and we'll let people enter in. But all you got to do is enter in hashtag down below, and you guys on screen, if you need some drifting weights, go ahead and enter that in. And I'm gonna win them just because I don't drag. We know you drag all the time. It's raining, man. Anyway, oh man, I missed the Mexi cat. Where's the Mexi cat?
Hallelujah.
But if you enter down below, you'll also be entered in to win. He's got some hooks too, 10-aught hooks and some 8-aught hooks. So we'll give all 3 of those away. So if you end down below, you will be entered in to win all of that. So, all right. So what's your big takeaway from the whole tournament? Stan, you just got up here and I'll give these other guys a little more time to talk because we've already covered a lot of stuff.
I love it. I love the format. I think it's. I love the regular format also, like the ones that Chad started where there's the 8 people. I think it's just another form of a tournament out there that I think is great. And I think the reason that it works is you have to do it like the way that you would set it up, where you have everybody on the same thumbnail. Everybody use the same thumbnail so we can all be associated. And I think putting the direct link to the other people that are fishing really helps out, because then they can just click the description, bam, right to the next one, bam, right to the next one. So I think with that and having a variety of size channels helps also. So that'll bring new people in, and it just makes it so even the smaller channels will have people out in their chat. So I think that's I like it. But like I said, I like both formats. I think it's just a new form of entertainment out there that so it's not just the same. You hear a tournament and it's the same thing. I think it'll actually help the other version of the tournaments also, where you do have the 8 people on the same screen. I think it'll help refresh that a little bit also.
No, I agree. And I think we should have both. And if anybody can think of a different format, we should have that one too.
Yep.
I totally agree with you. I think all of them have their place. And, there's like Dee was saying, there's pros. Well, she didn't say it, but I kind of come up with after what she said, there's pros and cons to both. And then I don't know what Jeep's putting in there. Brown elbow. Okay.
And I do like what Jeep said before. He's right. It is kind of hard to troll when you're trolling when everybody's there on the same screen. But when you're going around to the other channels and you're kind of trolling for one particular team, it comes off as more fun. Whereas if you're doing it in front of everybody, you know what I mean? I think he said it before. It does come off a little bit meaner, I guess. But
because it seems like you're targeting somebody.
Yes. But if it's the whole purpose of going around to the other channels is for fun, it really adds that fun troll aspect to it.
What do you think about naming a most valuable troll?
Oh, awesome! And I know who would have won this one. Obviously, it would have been the Palmetto Island troll, but
I don't know. I mean, now see where Daryl went wrong is he didn't troll everybody. He basically trolled Bobcat.
He just picked on us the entire time. Yeah.
He did come in our stream, but he didn't troll us at all.
Right. Okay. So I think he could have been in contention.
That's a penalty, Daryl. Penalty.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Dustin, final takeaways from the tournament?
Oh, I had a great time. I love the format. Like I said, I think it's something that can be done 1 or 2, 3 times a year. Just because I don't know that chat would. I think you can burn them out on that kind of format. But sure. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. So I'll definitely do it again.
Awesome, Brandon.
I'll say it was 100% more fun for the people in chat. I could tell they were having a blast with it. My one takeaway is I wish I had used my channel and gone live for the first time. And when I saw the growth and how it helped Austin, I felt like maybe instead of Bob's channel, I should have been on my own. But so maybe for the Derby,
we can fix that next time, brother.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And this isn't the first time I've done it twice before, but then I kind of dropped out of the tournament thing for a while. But I think that I don't know. The more and more I do, YouTube and entertainment in general, it's hit or miss a lot of times. And I think you constantly evaluate how things are, but the thing, and you want to change, you want to constantly change. But I think one thing that I've learned, and for anybody that has a channel that cares about my opinion, I think that YouTube is different because when you do something at one point in your channel growth and maybe it works out, it's cool, but it doesn't really have the growth that you wanted to have, if you kind of stop it, then you're kind of cutting yourself off from seeing where that could go. And I kind of looked at that differently because this one was way more successful than the first Whisker Bowl. Just because my channel's bigger. You know, if you're on YouTube and you're constantly growing, then you're going to have different outcomes along your journey. And so I think when you do a certain format, you got to give it time. And that's something that I made a mistake doing. I didn't do any of these type things. The Whisker Bowl last year, and people emailed me, "Hey man, why aren't you doing this again? I wanted to do it."
Kevin,
so
just to add,
I've learned that.
Oh, did I freeze up?
You're good. Go ahead.
And just to add something onto that, the first couple of ones, like especially the first one, it was for small channels only. So we really didn't know how ourselves to promote. We didn't know how to promote it, but now you had channels that have been doing this for a couple of years. So we were able to promote it with you. So I think that helped out channels like myself, and Dustin was out there doing it. And so you had different size channels. That's what I was bringing up before.
I forgot about
there was a lot more promotion of it on individual channels.
The key is to keep talking like Stan and Dustin tabs behind the quiet ones out in front. I had 6 guys.
Stan, I talk a lot, Stan. I don't understand why.
That's awesome, Avid. I'd love to have you in one of my tournaments. Yeah, I had forgot about that. Those derby, the Whisker Bowl and the Derby were only for channels under 1,000 subscribers. You're absolutely right. That's actually all of them were. All of my tournaments were at first. And then, then there was a lot. There wasn't as many channels then, though. 2 years ago,
I will say, doing it this way with a bigger, like especially with a channel like yours, Kevin. I mean, you're exposing. I mean, you got 10,000 subscribers, right? So whoever comes into your channel, you're exposing all these other channels that your viewers may not have seen before, heard of before.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of like and I don't want to sound self-righteous or anything. I'm not trying to. So don't take me this way, but I see that and I'm like, I can still go live and fish. I'm still getting the same benefit that I get. So that's where I'm taking the self-righteousness now. I'm being honest with you. I get to fish and go live on my channel and possibly make money doing it. But then again, I can use the influence of my viewers to help other people, which is the ministry that I try to promote on the channel as well. So you nailed that right on the head. That's what I was trying to do with this. And so again, not trying to self-righteous or you got to explain yourself in this community sometimes. Listen to Kevin up here, he's all no, I'm not being that way, I promise. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate it. Let me do this giveaway real quick. Good luck to everybody. If you want to get in real quick, 4-pack of slugs is what he calls these, and these are down below drift sinkers by Set 'em and Net 'em Outdoors. The link is in the description. And then the second draw will be for some 10-aught hooks, and the third draw will be from 8-aught hooks. And I'll either ship them out, or if you're going to be at CatCon, I'll just throw them in the car and bring them with me. But here we go, guys. Good luck to everybody. This is for the drift sinkers, by the way. Crescent Moon Adventures, right here in South Carolina.
Congratulations!
You got this. So that's awesome that a South Carolinian got the South Carolina made drift sinkers. All right. So just email me. I'll put my email right there. That was supposed to be a ticker.
That's cheaper shipping than Martin, UK. So
actually not, because Martin's coming to CapCon. So.
Okay, that's right.
Dang it! No. Congratulations, Crescent Moon. I like that. All right, So here we go. The next one is going to be for some 10-aught hooks. And we're going to draw again. Same code there.
Wiener Dog's not happy.
Nope.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Missy Kennedy.
Missy, all right.
Congratulations,
You
Missy.
got the 10-aught hooks, Missy. You know how to get in contact with me. Crescent Moon, send me your address, by the way, in that email. Unless you're going to be at CatCon. And then we have a third draw. We have some 8-aught circle hooks, again, by Sediment and Netum Outdoors. Draw. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. I forgot to put some music for the giveaway. That's all right. Team Snag and Whiskers. Look at that.
All right.
Nice. Redraw,
Man.
Rigged. It's rigged, I tell you. How's one of your guests going to win,
I
Kevin?
couldn't get over to YouTube quick enough to put the my entry in.
Hey, your
Yeah,
entry was
that's
part of mine, Stan, so I'll give you some of those.
Well, Dustin, I'll bring
Awesome.
You
Thank
said
you.
you're coming
Thank
to
you.
CatCon, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'll bring him to CatCon. That saves
Thank
me
you, sir.
about $3. It was rigged. It was rigged. All right, guys. But again, I appreciate you guys coming up tonight and taking time out. And it means a lot to me, you guys coming up and helping me make this show. Big announcement next week. Guys, I will not be live on Wednesday, but there will still be a show. Patriot James will be live next Wednesday, and he'll have a guest talking about flatheads.
Nice.
So
Nice.
you won't
All
want to
right.
miss that. Patriot James will be here to catch up on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if somebody would put Patriot James' link in the chat so that you guys can go over there. He's not going to CatCon. Anna and I will probably be at CatCon by the time my show rigged. You get off my screen, man. Jeez. Ann and I will probably be there on time to do the show, but after traveling 10 hours, who's going to feel like doing that? So thank you, Patriot James Smith. Y'all check him out. He's going to be scheduling that show, and I'll share it out. So those of you who are not on the road will definitely get some entertainment on Wednesday night. You'll still have a show to watch. The James is back. That's right. All right, guys, I'm going to say a prayer. We're going to get out of here. Heavenly Father, thank you for another awesome show. Thank you for all you bless us with. Thank you for your resources and the opportunity to go fishing, Lord, when others are just searching for a meal. We don't take that for granted, and we thank you and give you all the praise, honor, and glory. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody.
Amen.
Hey, thank you, Kev.
Yeah, no
Thanks for having
problem,
us up here.
guys. Yep. We got a couple. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, there you go. Stan, go check out the song. We played it in the beginning of the show. All right, guys. Till next time. Happy fishing.